Welcome, guys. My name is Emmanuel. All right, so welcome to 2023. Happy New Year. Let's get all excited. Okay, wait, it's just me getting excited. All right, so I want to go ahead and address with you guys the number one problem that we found the majority of our users and the majority of the agents that we worked with were having in 2022. They were having issues such as lead generation. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, leads. What is, for some of you, you don't understand what leads mean, right? Leads could be, hey, you may not even understand. You've never, might have probably never even dealt with leads in your business or in any part of your organization per se. But the reality is, let me explain what a lead is. A lead is basically somebody sees something about you that is captivating. You make an offer. They like the offer. They like the fact that, hey, you have something that they want. They give you the information to say, hey, contact me to provide me more information. A lead is not a sale. Just because they gave you the information doesn't mean they're willing to buy, but they're willing to learn more. Now, when they jump on the call with you, it's up to you to go ahead and make the sale. So for that, I want to go ahead and talk about today the best lead generation strategies for 2023. For my peoples out there looking for 2023 conversions, we're going to talk about the best lead generation strategies. If you don't know who I am, my name is Emmanuel Igwe, aka I really don't know, but I've been in online marketing for a few years now. And my experience with online marketing, I was actually an online marketer before I actually knew what online marketing was. I didn't know what ads was, I knew what lead generation was, but I was actually in the online marketing space as far as generating interest for people for back in insurance, okay, to go ahead and sell insurance. Now, I officially became an official internet marketer as far as working with leads back in 21. Okay. But unofficially, I've been in this space for about 3 years. So I'm just going to count that, even though I didn't know what it was back then. I'm going to include it. Okay, good. So I was previously an insurance agent. I was selling insurance. I was doing about $8,000 a day selling insurance. Now, that wasn't every day. That was some days, typically when I was selling. Now, I'm going to go ahead and discuss with you guys the lead generation strategies that I've used in the past in my back then to be able to sell $8,000 in a day. Okay. Now, there's people out there that have done way more than that. I'm just saying. All right. That was me. Okay. Mediocre numbers, but maybe a little exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the 4 various types of leads. Okay. It's very simple. We're going to keep this video short. We'll talk about the 4 various types of leads, and then we're going to talk about the 5 techniques to use to convert your leads, right? Basically, we'll talk about the 5 steps that you want to take to convert your leads. Okay. So keep watching the end of this video. I'm going to go ahead and offer you guys a bonus. Okay. There's going to be a bonus at the end of that video. Make sure to keep watching. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and continue here, guys. All right. So the various types of leads. All right. Now, there are various types of leads as far as the leads you generate online, the leads you generate by mail. Your friends can even be a lead. But for this, I'm just going to talk about the ones that I've seen success with. Okay. There's probably 1,000 various types of leads. Now, if you can see it, the first type of leads, we're going to talk about the internet and cold email. Okay. Internet leads. Let's talk about internet leads. Internet leads can be leads you generate from YouTube, Google, or leads you generate from Facebook, right? I didn't just want to say social media because I could say social media. And if I use social media, then I'm just like narrating it to just Facebook, right? But let's talk about internet leads. And first thing first is let's talk about how they come into play. For example, you launch a Facebook ad. You put an ad out there and you say, hey, listen, we're offering final expense insurance for, let me go ahead now and let me pull this up here and I'll show you guys an example of what I mean by internet leads, for instance, right? All right. So 1 second while I pull this up, guys. My internet's just the fastest, the absolute fastest, the super fastest internet ever. And yeah, we go. Okay. Now let's share this instead. All right, good. So this is an example of a lead ad, right? Hey, okay, so you basically put an offer. A lead ad, you basically put an offer, right? The goal is to have them convert in some way, shape, or form, right? So let's say this is all inactive ads, so you don't have to worry about that. But South Carolina seniors, only those born before 1964, blah, 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 blah. The state has generally approved a program for certain eligible seniors. Now, this is kind of a little bait and switch, but it does get a lot of clicks, right? There was no medical exam needed. Most this is a lead ad. So what would happen is somebody will click on the ad, click on the learn more. When they do, they'll be directed to a lead form. When they're directed to the lead form, what will happen is they provide the information. Once they do, they click submit. Facebook notifies you, or if you have the RIZN CRM, you get notified of a new lead, and then we use AI to nurture the lead until they're ready to book an appointment with you, right? That's basically an example of lead ads, right? Now, this is a Facebook ad. Now, there's Google ads, there's YouTube ads out there, but Facebook is the most easiest one to create. You can create a lead ad in 30 minutes if you use it the traditional way, or you can use our B2C lead generator, and you can generate, you can launch ad in 3 clicks, and within 2 days, you should start getting leads in your CRM. All right, but back to it. That's basically an internet ad. Now, a mail and TV leads, I'm not going to share that right now because I do have some data on that, but it could be, for instance, mortgage protection, right? Let's say you have data as far as people who just recently refinanced or people who just bought a home. You go ahead and send a mail and say, hey, protect your mortgage and eventually get sick, blah, blah, blah. Typically, there's about a 0.15% return. So if you send out 1,000 leads, 1,000 mails, you might get maybe 5 to 15, give or take, people that actually respond to you back, or you might get 0, right? Usually for this, you use a mail house. We don't do anything as far as mail generation. We're strictly just a virtual assistant service that leverages the internet and automations to fill up our client's pipeline, right? So you can go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and use the mailing leads. You can go ahead and send mails out there, and people basically come in and mail back to you. And then what the mail house will do is they'll take a picture of it, scan it, or whatever it is, and then they'll send you an email. TV leads are pretty simple. TV and radio. People, see an ad on TV, they call in, and then you can have like a bot or automated answering machine. Once they call into the automated answering machine, it takes the information and then populates it to your CRM and then lets you know. We don't do that as well. Just saying, okay, we're not a lead generation company per se, but I do know this actually works, okay? Same thing goes for the radio leads as well. You can have an automated phone system capture the information and then go ahead and fill it into your CRM, your pipeline. And then you have basically cold email. I never talk about cold email. So the cold email leads are very much in the sense as to you have to understand the CAN spam act. Okay. So with cold email, there's a few regulations in there, so you have to be very careful. But with cold email, you basically get a list of data, right? Let's say you buy a list of 100,000 emails, right? And you email them with your offer. Typically, you get about a 0.68% return, maybe 1%. If you're really good, you get a 1%. So let's say you get a 1% reply rate. So if you send 100,000, 1% is, let's say you get 1,000 people reply. Out of that 1,000, you might get, maybe 100 that might be interested, right? So 100,000 emails to get 100 people that are interested in getting information. You can do that, but I'm not going to talk much about that right now, just for the scope of this video. But the cold emails, there's ways you can do that, but we're not going to actually address that for the scope of this video because it's going to get a little complicated, but that's another way you can generate leads. But cold email typically works for B2B, okay? Like if you want to recruit agents, you can send them emails, pull in the database, and then you can email insurance agents and then if you have a good enough offer, they'll go ahead and, opt in to come talk to you, right? It's all about anything that has to do with advertising, marketing, lead generation. It is all about your offer. Why? What is in it for me? Why should I come talk to you? Why should I become a lead? And why should I give you my information? Because this is the core part that most people don't understand as far as lead generation go. They think I just put in an ad and then people are supposed to opt in. No. What is your offer? Okay. The offer is key. If you have a terrible offer, it doesn't matter what your lead, what platform you're using. No one is going to opt in. Your offer is key. Very important to understand that the offer is key. Next is referrals. Referrals is basically, and cross-sell. I didn't talk about this. But referrals is like, hey, you've done business with me. Who else do you think is going to be interested in doing business? And then they go ahead and give you that information. You call them. They're interested. You say, hey, John told me. John, I just did business with John. John said that you might be interested in getting more information about insurance. Is it okay if I, talk to you for about another 5-10 minutes? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Hey, what John? Who John? John, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, that's my buddy. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk. Those are referrals. Another way you can do is cross-sell. Let's say you're an insurance agent and your buddy is a real estate agent, right? Every time he sells a house, he lets you know. You call them up and say, hey, you did business with this guy. Let's go ahead and cover up your mortgage protection, right? There's a difference. You can do cross-sell, you can do referrals, but those are very much require a network. Okay, that's where network marketing comes in. Those require network. So I hope you guys are taking notes. If you're not taking notes, I don't know what you're not serious about starting off in 2023. Now, the benefits of self-lead generation, the reason why I say benefits of self-lead generation is most people outsource the lead generation, which is fine. But the benefits of self-lead generation is if you are an agent that knows how to generate leads, right? Let's say I'm an insurance agent that knows how to generate insurance leads. If I were to, for some reason, ever leave the insurance industry, I leave with the skill of lead generation, okay? I have the skill set. I have this, and that's not something I included in this presentation. I have the skill set of lead generation. What that means is I can go ahead and leave and go to another industry, and I know how to make good offers. I make a good offer, people opt in. Like for me, for instance, I could live in the insurance industry. I could go in the car industry. Car industry is a little bit of a brutal work, but I can go in, make good offers, and boom, get people to opt in because I know how to generate interest as opposed to going out, starting a new industry and knocking door to door. The benefits of self-lead generation is the skill is transferable across different industries, right? Versus if you're paying a lead vendor, then now guess what? You start in a new industry, you need money and you need to find a new lead vendor. That's where that comes in. It's also cost effective, right? Because you have to understand there's a 50% markup on average on the price of a lead. Okay. So let's say, for instance, you're buying leads for $45. I'm charging $20 extra per lead on my profit margin. Okay. Say it's $100 a lead. I'm charging $50 on top of that as my profit margins. So typically there's a 50% markup on each lead versus if you generated the lead yourself, rather than you covering the profit margins of another business for 50%, you can generate 2 leads. Okay. What does that mean is if it costs the lead vendor $10 to generate a lead, they charge you 20 versus it's going to cost you the same $10. You just go ahead and pay for 2. Right. So you can get double the shots. Right. That's the differences. And plus the skills are transferable. And then next is brand awareness. It gives you the ability to, like when I market with my name, Emmanuel Igwe. Right. So most people, when they come in, they're like, oh, I know Emmanuel Igwe. Or when my staff calls you, like, yeah, I've seen one of Emmanuel Igwe's videos. I've done business with Emmanuel Igwe. I've watched his YouTube. I've watched Facebook. I've watched his TikTok. I've engaged with him on Twitter. Something elements of brand awareness. Brand awareness, right? Because, for instance, the reason why Nike, like I'll use this an iPhone, right? This is an iPhone 11. I know, guys. I know. Okay. I'm like ancient. Okay. But this is an ancient iPhone 11. And now probably the time you're watching this video, there's an iPhone 15, 16, 20, 21, 29. I have no clue what they're going to call it. The difference why an iPhone sells for $1,000 and a generic phone sells for $100, but they do the same thing is because iPhone has a brand. People don't buy the phone. They buy an iPhone because they understand that when they buy an iPhone, they already know what they're going to get because iPhone has created a brand. Versus when they buy a generic phone, they don't know what's in there. Okay, because you have to understand, we are creatures of habit. We're creatures of habit. People who have done business with Emmanuel Igwe want to do business with Emmanuel Igwe because it's a habit. We don't break habits because when we break habits, we typically end up having to go through a learning phase and people don't want to deal with the pain. So brand awareness, trust me, will take your business to the next level. Scalable is in a sense as to, because it's so cost effective and you're the one generating yourself, it's very easy to scale. It's very easy to scale. Like for instance, in RIZN, we have incorporated various softwares to the point in which we can operate on reduced staff. Okay. When you opt into RIZN, rather than me hiring 1,000 virtual assistants to help you market your with your lead generation, setting up stuff, we just have one person that use AI to set it up for you, and then it's scalable. It's scalable, right? Limited people, scalability. Okay, that's the benefits of lead generation. On the blow-through sites, you can also get a 51% increase in sales but this is when you actually get good at it. Okay. I'm going to blow through that slide right now. Okay. Now, these are the techniques to convert. This is where it kind of gets a little interesting. So here's the step-by-step process. The first thing first is you want to make contact, either yourself or your VA. You want to contact them. Let's say I give my information to you as a lead, right? The most important thing is contact. You have to understand statistics is usually it takes about 47 hours to get a hold of one lead. Okay. It takes about 47 hours, give or take. And usually only about 27% of leads are going to get contacted, right? So if you have 100 leads, usually only about 27% of leads are going to get contacted. 27%. Now that's an insane number because majority of people are looking at it from a standpoint of, all right, hey, I just got a lead. This person is interested. This person, blah, blah, blah. Let me call them. You call them, boom, no one answers. Wrong number. I remember doing this, Al. That's the reason why I actually recommend that people leverage a virtual assistant, because when you leverage a virtual assistant, you can focus on selling insurance while they are focused on the number one thing, which is getting more people on your calendar. It's like, think about it as to you go to the doctor's office. When you go to the doctor's office, right? I want to use this example. When you go to the doctor's office, imagine if the doctor comes in, takes your chart, does the IV, does the blood test, did all this stuff, did this, did the front desk. Then after did the front desk, came in, gave you the medications, came back, cleaned the office. After cleaning the office, the doctor did everything. Tell me how good of a job you think this doctor does at the medical field. Zero. Very minimal. Because if I went to a doctor's office where the doctor did everything, I don't want to do business with that doctor. I don't want that doctor to touch me because I know that doctor is on a high workload, and majority of what he's doing or she's doing has nothing to do with the actual medical field. Okay? So that's where it's very important, and I want you to understand something is, if you are in the medical field, for instance, if you go to the doctor's office, you want a doctor that specializes in medical stuff. Hey, someone in the front desk meets, takes my name, show up, nurse, take my chart, all that stuff. I show up, doctor tells me, hey, you do this, do this, do this. I'll see you, spend an hour with you, and then proceed to the next staff, right? The doctor focuses on what's important, which is actually doing what they are good at. Insurance agents make the mistake of saying, all right, I'll generate the lead. I'll call the lead. After calling the lead, I will show up to the appointment. And then now guess what? Well, let's say another lead is calling in, somebody that you try to get a hold of at 8 a.m. in the morning is now off work at 5 p.m., but then you're running around. They call in. You missed the call. Try to call them at 8 a.m. You never get a hold of them because guess what? You're not available. You're losing out on money. Imagine if you have, let's say you start calling your leads at 8 a.m., okay? You call to 11 and then you go run your appointments, right? And then everybody you called, let's say you have 10 callbacks at like 3 p.m. while you're in appointments, but those 10 people are available to see you in the evening to 7, or let's say they're available to see you whenever, right? But you don't ever get a chance to get a hold of them, versus another agent that's using a virtual assistant is right there. The virtual assistant is ready, taking the call. Hey, thanks for calling back. This is Emmanuel's office. Awesome. You're good at 5 p.m. Awesome. Perfect. I'll go ahead and send the underwriter your way. Okay. I'll be dispatching the underwriter. You get a text message. Hey, you have a 7 p.m. appointment. Isn't that better versus you always trying to go in and out of the office, missing calls, getting calls? Imagine how much money you are losing. Just think about it. You're losing money just by missing calls. Okay. So now you go from 27% of the leads getting contacted to you are barely able to get a hold of 12%. Because you're barely available. That's the reason why top producers understand something. You have to leverage other people's time. You're already generating a lead yourself. You're doing that in the morning. It takes like an hour and a half to set up an ad. Once you're done with that, you go ahead and say, hey, my VA is coming up and she or he is calling to go ahead and book up my appointment. Now, once you qualify and then you book your appointment, which is step 2. Number 3, you solve the problem and write the order. This is where you show up and actually do the presentation. Step 3 is where you come in. Step 3 is where you come in. And once you come in at step 3, you can go ahead and show up and close the deal. That is how easy it's supposed to be, as opposed to trying to do it the hard way of you calling leads yourself. Because the easiest part is setting up the lead generation, or if you decide to purchase a lead. The easiest part is generating a lead, or if you decide you can purchase the lead. But now, staying on the phone to call those leads, if you generated 200 or you bought 400 leads, it takes you dial about 80 calls. You do about 80 calls an hour. Okay, 80 calls an hour, which means if you have 400 leads and you're triple dialing them, you're not going to be able to get a hold of people. Imagine how many people you're missing out on. Imagine how much money you are losing. You don't like losing money. Step 3 is where you come in, you write the order. And then number 4, you use the CRM to maintain a relationship. Imagine if you had a CRM that was automatically on your client's birthday, would text them, hey, happy birthday from blah, 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 blah. How you doing? You don't have to do it anymore. AI will do it. And you can put your own personal twist on it. And then it goes out every month. You're like, whoa, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. And those are all things that you also get when you use RIZN results. Okay, you get a CRM in there, not just for lead generation. Okay, lead generation is not really What the big thing I want to focus on here is the AI and automations that come with your CRM. It comes with a triple dial. You can triple dial. Your personal assistant is already trained on a CRM. All she has to do is just pick up, hey, you ready to go? Plug it in, create your account, start calling. And number 5, reach out to them and get referrals. The CRM will automatically do that. The CRM we will set up the workflows and train it and nurture it to send and actually send reminders after the appointment. All you have to do is let your assistant know, hey, done, sold, boom. CRM also sends a text message. Thanks for doing business with Jake. All right, Jake from State Farm. Thanks for doing just kidding. Thanks for doing business with Jake. Hey, if you like it, please go ahead and leave us a review. And who else do you know that might be interested to learn more about this? Okay, that's where also that pretty much comes in. Okay, we can help. Okay, you get access to trained appointment setters when you use RIZN results. You legitimately will get access to trained appointment setters when you use in the insurance space. You will get trained appointment setters. Okay, and you can also get access to CRM designed for insurance agents. Look at that. Absolutely phenomenal English. I spelled it wrong. But designed for insurance agents. It's designed to help you convert more of your leads into sales. Okay. And then here, pretty much, this is the bonus. Okay. When you get a virtual assistant with RIZN, if your VA doesn't perform, you don't pay. What does that mean? That means you start on Monday. Your VA is going to book the appointments, all right? If they don't perform, by the time you get the invoice, you don't pay. If you're like, hey, the VA, I don't like it, well, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We'll replace the VA and get started again next week. Don't worry about that, okay? That is our guarantee to you. If your VA doesn't perform, you don't pay. That's a no-brainer offer. We're taking up 100% of the risk, and 0 of it is being taken up by you, okay? So get a VA to help you lead conversion. And now here is the bonus, okay? You get a 14-day free trial of RIZN CRM included. That's the bonus, okay? 14-day free trial of this powerful CRM is included when you get a virtual assistant. Oh, and I forgot to include this. The actual virtual, you get almost a 30% discount when you actually sign up. If you sign up with the CRM, you get a 30% discount, 30% plus a free trial. That's insane, for 2 weeks, which means you legitimately have the VA, because guess what? If the VA dials for the first week and you don't see a good result, guess what? You don't have to pay for that, and you don't have to cover a CRM. Versus the other turnaround would be you having to get a CRM, paying $200, $300 a month just to sign up. And then now, if your VA doesn't perform, guess what? Now you're like, oh man, I still have to pay $300 here, as opposed to literally you're getting started for $0. That to me is insane. That to me is insane. Okay. So right now you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to RIZNresults.com/ServerVA. And if you're right now watching this on our website, click the learn more button, click the link, click the start, click something button. There's a button. Just click it. And I look forward to obviously talking to you. Now, that is going to be pretty much it. And that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment. And obviously, if you are watching this on one of our websites, just go ahead and click the Learn More button. And obviously, I look forward to talking to you, and we look forward to doing business with you. For that, I say, enjoy.